We're back. We're live on Chicano Tube. Beautiful linda raza, man. Hit that pinche like button, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's Domingo. Maybe you're just like me. Maybe this is the only day you're going to have off all week long, but it is what it is, man. Mientras que podemos, hay que echarle ganas, man. Gracias all the day oneers, everyone inside the members only. They know who they are. The backbone of the community is the members only. There's something 99. The pledges every single month. It goes a long way. I appreciate you guys. It's a token. It's a gesture. Gracias to all the members only. Shout out to all of you guys, man. Again, the Chicano channel. We're here. It's Sunday. We're live on Chicano Street. Usually with all the raza, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope your familia's blessed. We're going to go ahead and get into a lot of things that we got to talk about today. There's a lot of topics going down. There's a lot of things always going down on the internet. We could do shows every single day. Let's just keep it a buck, gente. Okay, there's always something brewing, always something bubbling. But let me go ahead and acknowledge everyone that's already in the chat. Death Row, I see you, my boy. Death Row's been in the casa, cabron. Light them up, blow them out, and send them back, cabron. Crispy, make them crispy. Turn the juice up like on the Green Mile, cabron. Just turn that pinchy juice up, and don't wet the sponge, cabron. Keep it dry. Daniel Gonzalez, that's right, cabron. I must be early. That's right. Buenos dias. And then we got Denver Made in the casa he got 5 gorillas over there. I know Denver Made, you probably didn't like it, cabron, when people were talking about, 100 cabrones can take out one gorilla. Denver Made's like, nah, hell nah. One gorilla is going to thump a bunch of cabrones. That's without a shadow of a doubt, man. But shout out to Denver Made, man. That's right, cabron. I appreciate you. All right, here it is. Give me a second. I think I got to do one thing. Andale. I just had to refresh the camera feed. Andale. All right, you guys. It's Sunday morning, man. Get your Jesus on. Get your Lord and Savior on. And then after that, get your chill on, man. That's exactly what it is, man. So I appreciate you guys. Again, Denver Made. I don't know, man. If we were to rush a gorilla, cabron, it's gonna have to be tactical. You know, we can't just get 100 pendejos, right? We're gonna get all alpha males, all hitters. Okay, we're gonna get some jiu-jitsu guys, boxing guys, Muay Thai, some strikers. We're gonna choke the shit out of it, and we're gonna whoop its ass. You know what I mean? The Bible says that God didn't create the animals to have dominion over man. God created man to have dominion over los pinche animales. So my bad, Denver Made. Don't get mad, cabron. Don't get mad. But that gorilla got to go. He's getting thumped easily, man. Let me see. We got Israel's in the casa. That's right. We got New York is in the house. That's right. We're going to be talking about the shipwreck. That's just one thing we're going to be talking about. Let's see how much we can get through. Okay, cabrones. The shipwreck with the Mexican naval ship. We'll talk about that because all bad. But we'll get to that, all right? Estilo Delfino, Raider Tommy, a day oneer, has been in the casa, man. Shout out to Raider Tommy, man. You really put the grind. You really put the boots on the ground, and you do the work, cabron. I appreciate you, Raider Tommy. Prayers go your way. Nothing but positive energy. Denver May's laughing like, man, what are we going to do? Let me see what he says right here. He says, Denver May says, I still got my money on the gorilla that the gorilla's going to thump 100 mofos easily. Well, there's going to be a couple bodies. I know some videos are coming out. Well, I don't want to be first. Who's going to be on the first wave? Whoever comes in on the first wave against the gorilla, RIP, you might as well just bury him and just fucking buy the headstone. But if you don't volunteer to go first, no tienes huevos, way. You know, I go out of this way. You know, we're here. We're no cowards over here. We're going. Who's going first? Send me. Like the prophet Isaiah said in the Bible. He said, send me, Lord. Who's going first against the gorilla? I'm going first against the pinche gorilla. How about that? I'm going first against the gorilla. Why? Because it takes a leader anyways with walls and he has to be an alpha. Because if the leader is a pussy, what are the rest of the men gonna do when they see their chavala leader punk out? They ain't gonna want to rush in on the gorilla. Now, another thing is if we had fierros, cabron, okay? If we had fierros like this shit right here that they had against fucking Cortez, you know, sas, then that'd be different, right? But we ain't got no fierros, man. We're trying to keep it, because if not, why don't we just have long-range pinchy rifles and go after the fucking gorilla, but we don't even got to get close to it. Let's just, you know, grab a bolt-action, old-ass Marine rifle and pa. Again, coward shit. I'm the first one. I'm coming up. Who's going first against the gorilla? I'm not even looking around to see if anyone's lifting up their hand. Who's going to be the first one against the gorilla? Let's go. Let's go. All right. That's too much, man. We're clowning around. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. A lot of things came up on my feed. Let me take off the gorilla juice off the screen. All right. And then get to, which one was it? Oh, okay. It was the browser. All right. Perfect. All right. Let's see what we got right here. Here we go. All right. Well, I guess we'll talk about the first one that came up. So this happened. This is coming to you by way of, I'd like to give a shout out to the
Two people have been killed after a terrifying maritime disaster unfolded in the heart of New York City on Saturday night when a towering Mexican Navy ship carrying 277 on board crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, damn.
Horrified onlookers watched the Mexican Navy training ship's 147-foot mast collide with the bridge just before 9 p.m. on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's about 10, 15 feet too high.
The vessel is believed to have experienced a mechanical difficulty, causing the captain to lose control as the boat got swept up in the river's current. NYPD harbor and scuba teams raced to the scene and conducted a frantic search and rescue mission. 2 people were killed, 2 others remain in critical condition, and at least 19 more sustained injuries, officials said. The Department of Transportation Commissioner Ydanis Rodriguez confirmed there was no major damage to the bridge connecting Manhattan to Brooklyn.
There's people, okay. Anyway, so this was a Mexican naval ship. I guess this went down ayer? Was it ayer, Saturday? I mean, or unless it was the other Saturday. I think this went down yesterday. Obviously, this thing was about 15 feet too high. And the crazy thing about it is if you look at this video, gente, every single beam that they got on the mast going up, every single beam, all those, right, going up, all had people on it. You see them? They all had people on it. So the people that got it worst when this ship hit was the people that were in the top rows. Like the top 2 rows, boom, pegaron. People are hanging. And to this moment, I believe there's 2 bodies that were confirmed passed away. The naval ship, he's saying that it was a part of the current that swept them into the bridge. That's got to be a really strong current, and it got to be a really low IQ fucking helmsman. Because how could you be the captain of a naval ship or be the one that's in charge of it and not know these things are happening and immediately react to it, but you get swept over to the bridge? That is absolute gacho sauce right there. People are falling. People are hanging on. People are hanging. They're just dangling over there. And then let me see what it says. Mexican Navy ship, the Cuauhtemoc, was carrying 277 people when it collided with the Brooklyn Bridge, resulting in at least 2 fatalities and more than a dozen injuries. The crash happened in a matter of seconds and without warning, leaving at least 19 other people injured, including 2 in critical condition. Holy smoke, man. Shout out to everyone that's in the comment section, you guys. Whoa, this one was crazy. This boat right here was an absolute epic failure. The Mexican Navy not making us look good, cabrones. Not making Mexico look good. They're coming over here, and they can't even steer their boats on U.S. water. I'm not knocking anyone. But then this happens, 1, and then 2, why is it 15, 20 feet higher than the clearance? I don't believe you just got so close to the bridge that it just swept you. I don't believe that, man. Tienes que ser un inútil, un imbécil for this to happen. But, man, let's keep it pushing, man. That was crazy right there. All right, let's go. I know I want to react to something. So check this out, gente. Go ahead and hit that pinchy like, man. It's a Sunday morning, the Chicano Hour. I appreciate you guys. May 18th, we made it this far. Spring is blooming. The flowers are in the air. Pinchy pajaritos are chirping. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Lalo gone Brazy. Okay, he stepped in the ring on Friday night, and the outcome, it wasn't a good one, gente. It wasn't a good one. I'm not going to say he wasn't letting his hands go. He was letting his hands go. Lalo was letting his hands go. Let's peep out a little bit of the audio. He's in there. He is letting his hands go. He's got a pretty clean jab. I'll tell you that. I like the way he steps into his jab. This other dude, Chico. So if you didn't know, this was a kick event, right? A lot of content creators are moving over to kick because kick has a lot more incentives. Kick pays more, has a lot more incentives for streamers, has all that less censorship. So a lot of people are going over to kick. That's good. The voice is not trying to stop one subscriber. I don't got the time. And there it is. His corner seen too much damage. So watch the whole thing. It's like a 5-minute fight. I don't know if you guys want to watch the whole thing. Let me know if you guys want to watch the whole thing. I'll bring it up on YouTube somehow. I'll bring it up on YouTube and we'll watch the whole thing. This doesn't a little bit justice. You can tell he's in there. But the corner wave, it doesn't look good. I'm sure, of course, it doesn't feel good catching an L on the internet. It doesn't, man. That would catching an L on the internet piss me off. I would want revenge bad as hell. Because now it's on the internet forever. It's on the internet forever. I'm sure it doesn't feel good. He says he wanted a multi-fight deal. Lalo, Brazy, he ain't ready for a multi-fight deal. I mean, look. The way he looks, anyone could throw chingazos. Look, the other dude's throwing chingazos. Why is the other dude got more corazon? Keep it a buck, man. Keep it a buck. Come on. Nice jab. Couple hands. What does it say? Mexican world star. It says, popular TikToker Lalo Brazy takes the L after his team stopped the match. Look, you want to come in on the internet, you want to fight, you got to start winning, man. You don't come off of a loss and then ask for multi-fight deals. Hey, I want a multi-fight deal. I want to do it. Okay, writing off the fame of the name, that's cool. That's cool. But people start seeing your ass kicked. I mean, people aren't going to want to see the fight. Here's the thing about boxing, gente. Here's the thing about stepping into a ring, okay? Let's keep this a buck. I have to switch cameras for a second, gente. Give me a second. The thing about boxing, gente, is that the ring always tells the truth. Cabrones will come on the internet and they will say, I got hands. Let's run that fade. I'll do this. I'll do that. How about all 3 of you? How about all 5 of you at the same time? How about all 7 of you? Well, that's huevos talking. I get it. That's the Mexican fucking balls that are talking. That's great. But when you step inside that ring, the ring doesn't discriminate. It's going to tell the truth. Anyone that's ever stepped inside that squared circle has had boxing either respect them or disrespect them, right? They step in there. They think they can fight. They think they can throw hands. Again, most of the talk comes from huevos, right? Someone's Mexicanos. Yeah, all fucking 20 of you motherfuckers. Let's line it up. And then you get in the ring and you look like an absolute pendejo who can't even throw hands to save his life. I've dealt with a couple of these cabrones, right? They come off real intimidating. They come off real tough on the internet. And then you put them inside the ring. Well, let's see what fucking super soldier level 10 cabron can do inside the ring. And then what happens when they get inside the ring, gente? Nothing. That's what happens. Why does nothing happen? Because they can't fight. Me telling you that is going to hurt your ego more than anything. If you have an ego, right? If you don't have an ego, hey, humility. Hey, I'm nobody. You first, I'm last. That's humility. That's when you don't have an ego. You telling me something, I don't give a shit about what you're telling me because I don't give a shit about opinions. That's me not having an ego. I don't have a button. That means you can't press it. But when people have an ego, talk tough. Yeah, wait till I see this. Yeah, I had 300. I'm 300-0, 200 knockouts. And then boxing tells the truth on your ass. Let's keep that a buck. Artie Marin's in the casa de S, right, cabron? He says, internet, plastic cholos. You ain't lying, cabron. You ain't lying, man.
Now you home with us and defend the barrio.
Let's go back.
Patos locos forever. Forever.
So Lalo took the L, and man, it was just a quick check. You know, that dude Aiden was hosting the whole event, and he's giving up guaranteed money up front, right? I mean, 20 racks, 30 racks. He's giving guaranteed money. The cabron got money, right? I heard he makes a lot from streaming. Hey, kudos to him. Kudos to all of them, right? When they were commenting on this fight, go and watch it on YouTube. If you want, I could fucking show it to you guys if you want to see it. Estilo Delfino says you can't be on the top deck with that Mexican ship. Hell no, it's crazy. It's like being in a circus and you want to be all the way on top. To each his own, cabron. But man, there's two bodies. I hope those top deck people didn't catch a body, man. But it is what it is. Level Michael Myers. That's right. Michael Myers. I'm telling you, shit, I'll run the fade with Michael Myers. Let's go. Head up, cabron. Let's go. I'm the first one, cabron. Let's do this shit. How many sprints do you do when you're? Oh, I don't time it, bro. I go until I'm about to pass out. It's kind of like when you work out weights, you do it till failure. You don't do it 3 sets. Let's do 15 burpees. Let's do 200 pull-ups. Don't count it. Failure is the only way to get strength resistant training. That's the only way to get your muscles to go. So no sets, failure. Sprints, I do it till I'm about to fucking pass out. I have you didn't even see it. I have my 2 dogs inside that little fucking skate park. They were just waiting for me and shit. And after that, they pull me, and then I got to go walking with them. The weight of S is 25 pounds, man. It's 25 pounds. So that's just the way that I get down. Artie Marin says OG, triple OG versus one gorilla. Let's go, man. Shout out to OG, triple OG, man. Nothing stops with them. Absolutely nothing stops. Death Row says firme, enjoyable Sunday morning. That's right, cabron. You got some chenate, or what do you got, cabron? Maybe a pre-roll. Maybe it's not even chenate. Maybe you got a pre-roll. I'm waiting till after the video to do that, cabron. If I take a break before, I'll be all fucking spacing out right here, like I'll be fucking. If I took a break before I did a live, I'll be right here. I call bullshit. Big difference between street fight and boxing. Absolutely, there's absolutely a big difference. So first of all, Bubba Moon, like say someone, I call them like YA fights. Way we used to just fucking go behind the handball court or go in the blinds and go fight in YA, right? Well, in YA, you could fucking throw knees. You could fucking throw flying knees. You could throw elbows. You choke a motherfucker. And then he'll just knock the fuck out and drop on the floor, right? The thing is, when I tell street fighters, Bubba Moon, to step in the ring, I'm telling them, hey, you can't learn boxing in 3 months. There's no way. It took me 10 years of amateur boxing just to get fundamentals down. 10 years. That way my feet could always be in position. I could slip, move, head movement. It took 24 fights in 10 years for me to learn what I know. I'm not saying I'm some kind of fucking expert. I caught 4 L's in those 24 fights, right? But what I tell Bubba Moon people is, hey, whatever you've been doing that's been working, just keep doing the same thing. Because people get into a boxing ring, and if they really laid out 20, 30, 40, 50 fools, right, all their lives, they just keep doing what you're doing. But what happens is people try to learn boxing because they have a boxing fight. You're not a boxer. You're not going to have time to learn shit about boxing, okay? Get in there, and if you've been tiger uppercutting motherfuckers, then just tiger uppercut. Just keep doing this. If you've been sonic booming, then just keep sonic booming, cabrones. But when you say you can fight, this is the whole thing that I'm talking about, Bubba Moon. When you say you can fight, okay, and you're wearing it on your chest, right? You're wearing it proudly on your chest, right? When you say you can fight, Bubba Moon, and then get in there and then get clowned and get embarrassed, whose fault is that? You should have kept your mouth shut. You should have just said, well, let's see what's going to happen. And then you would have found out that you either respect the sport of boxing or it's going to disrespect you. That's what I meant. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. I ain't trying to knock Lalo on Brazy. I think, he just got married. I think they're having a baby. From the last thing, I think they're having a baby. But the other kick streamer, he just wanted a whole lot more, man. When you get into a fight, you just, you know what? You got to hit the switch, man. You're going all the way. It's guns blazing, right? Now, depending on how high your fight IQ is, you're going to be able to drop these cabrones, right? Just been in a lot of fights. You can already, it's just fight number 100 or fight number 200. They ain't no thing. You're more relaxed. That's why a lot of people gas out. They tense up fucking too much. And they're tensing up and they're tensing up before they punch and they're all tense and they're all tense. And that's about a 40% energy dump just from you being tense. The most slickest, most experienced fighters are very relaxed, man. That's their jungle. Nothing's going through their head. It's just another fade. All right, let's go in. Let's see what else. Okay. All right, here we are. Ah, damn it, man. All right, I want to spend some time. Let me see if I can see a video. Talking about this young girl who just absolutely. This is a shame that this even happened, but it's happening, and it just happened to. It's been happening now. Influencers are the new target of exploitation. Influencers are easy to exploit. Why? They want to be known. They want the attention. And all that comes with it is very dangerous. In the case of this young lady, Valeria Marquez. Valeria Marquez says right here, tried to leave before she was unalive. Friend insisted she stay because a Starbucks drink was being delivered. Okay, there's a lot of let's hear what she's saying first, and then we're gonna recap it. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this tragedy of this young.
Que me espere, dice la Vivian, que porque quiere ver mi cara. Rápido, pendeja, que me tengo que ir. Güey, Vivian, mejor dime que te gusto.
So she's chilling. She's in her beauty salon. She gets gifts. She gets gifts sent to her. This is the very last live. I just want to make sure I'm not going to show the moment she was on the live. That piece of clip is already on the internet. I'm not going to disrespect it.
¡Es un cochinillo! Güey, la Vivian está enamorada de mí, te lo juro.
All right, I just want to make sure. I don't know if this clip shows her catching 2 bullets, but I ain't gonna play that. We don't get down like that here. So here's the thing, man. There's a lot of stories going on, man. I don't know what the truth is. You don't know what the truth is. We're so easy, we're so gullible. We'll believe anything, right? We see a video. Well, that was her friend, and look at her friend's expression. She's not sad. She's not crying. She's not emotionally disturbed because her best friend or one of her friends got just assassinated in front of her. But how do you know that video that is being shown of her live ending, how do you know and how do I know that was a video that pertained to that exact moment? They're fooling us on the internet, gente. They'll put a video of another date and time and another year of someone that occurred, something that occurred at another time, and because it fits what they want, the narrative that they want to put off on their video, they'll put it in there. I wasn't there. You weren't there. Now, there's a lot of circulating stories, right? People are saying jealousy, the friends. Okay, that's one narrative, right? Other people are saying Cartel is involved. That's another narrative. I'm going to talk about both of those right now. But really, at the end of the day, a tragedy was done because a 23-year-old girl who had the rest of her life in front of her passed away. In Mexico, they bury you like in 48 hours. Once they get your body goes straight to the autopsy, and that autopsy is the last thing they got to do while they're calling and telling your family, you got till tomorrow, 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever to do what you got to do. Because, if you guys can't pay for it, then we'll take care of it, which is incinerate her and burn her up. And if you don't have the money for a proper burial, come and pick up her ashes. We'll do that, I guess, on GP. I don't know. Maybe they charge for that or not. She's already buried. They already la sepultaron. There's videos circulating of people that visited, people that were at the funeral. So check this out. Do you think that it is fair for these? I mean, let me rephrase that. Do you think influencers should be using their beauty and their personality and everything they have in order to attract people, rich people, and to have things and get gifts from rich people? Because the narrative is saying, hey, she's Cartel. She was with an ex who is Cartel. Okay. Well, let's check this out then. If the Cartel dude has receipts on her, let's say the shop is $100K. There's $100,000. Let's say the G-Wagon, expensive AMG Mercedes wagon, that's $100,000. There's $200,000. Let's say she had some surgeries. I don't know what she did, but it's very popular now. Women are trying to just surgeries. It's the opposite of when it wasn't popular. Now it is popular. Surgeries on their lips, their eyes, their noses, their butts, their boobs, their waist. I guess all that shit. Say that's another $50,000 that the Cartel dude. Say the Cartel dude has $250,000 in receipts for her. And then all of a sudden, again, this is just one narrative. And then all of a sudden, she says, I'm cool with you. I'm good with you. Me and you, I'm good. But again, she's thinking as a 23-year-old influencer, no life experience yet. At 23 years old, can you say you've done it all, lived it all, and you're all knowing and all wise? Absolutely not. So then this is the narrative. She breaks up with the guy. The guy sees her, keeps getting gifts. She's attractive. When you're attractive, you could use that for good or bad. She's attractive, right? When the guy sees her getting gifts, he's mad. He's like, wait a second. This relationship, I gave you I got receipts for 250 racks on you. This relationship is not off when you want it to be off, but maybe that's what she thought. Maybe she thought, I'm calling the shots in this relationship, but you got involved with the gangster. The last person I want my daughters to get involved with is a cholo, a gangster, a hustler, a rich man that's a piece of shit because he's going to use that money to manipulate and control her, and it looks to be the case. So how is this Cartel guy, say he got 250 racks of receipts, how is he going to get his money back? What if he says, okay, just let me get what's mine back? Did she got $250,000 to give him? But while she was getting all these gifts, it wasn't a problem, right? Oh, buy me a G-Wagon. Yeah. Open up my new store, $100K. You got it? Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, fix my body. Give me some surgeries. Okay, cars and private jets. 23 years old, you think she got money to be flying around in private jets? I thought it was the parents. Maybe the parents have money. But I found out, no, the parents are humble. Where is she getting all this from? I'm telling you. So that seems to be the stronger narrative. A lot of people could say, well, it was the best friend. Well, yeah, I'm not saying best friends can't unalive a person, and hopefully they get to the bottom of this. But the stronger narrative seems to be somebody wanted her hit. I don't know who, but I'm 100% certain that someone wanted her out, whacked, lights off, deleted, and carried it out. I want to see what you guys say about that. Artie Marin says, tap the like button. That's right, cabron. I appreciate you, man. Artie Marin says, so sad that she got murdered. I know, cabron. She had all of her life. Again, it just happened to another girl. This is in Colombia. I think her name was Maria Jose Estupiñan, something like that, right? They showed another delivery driver, okay, pulling up, walking in the house. They opened the gate, let him in the house, and then they showed the guy running away. This is in Colombia. Influencers are the easiest to exploit, man. It's like you're telling the world I got money. You want to tell the whole world your business, I got money. Look how much money I got. Men, we don't do that. Women, well, I mean, it's I can't speak for them. But men, we don't there's certain things we don't ask. We don't get into your business, and we don't get into your wallet. We don't. Because it's not a man thing to do. The man thing to do is we just got to raise our families and take care of them. That's it. And make sure they're good. Before I leave this earth, I just want to make sure my kids are good. Mission accomplished. I'm good. But these influencers are coming on the internet now, and they're letting you know, look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. And then they're getting jacked. Back in the 90s, there was so many fucking jackings. It was crazy, man. It was like a real life. The 90s was like a real life Grand Theft Auto, man. You couldn't, in the 90s, you could not, if the internet was out in the 90s and people were high-siding like that, and again, it's going to be very few, because these guys are going to get whacked one at a time. Whacked, until they finally get the message, I need to stop showing off. That's what would have happened in the 90s, but it's 2025 now. Shit's different, right? They've normalized shit that we would have never normalized, right? But that in the 90s, it's like, you wouldn't have been able to walk out of your door. They would have laid you down right there. You would have moved. They would have riddled you would have got jacked. They would have broken home invasions. They would have broken the pad, stripped you, jacked you, and that would have taught you the lesson. Let me stop getting in front of this fucking camera and showing my money. Like, what do you get from that anyways? Serio. That's right. My boy, let me see some of these comments right here. After church, that's right, Corcoro Security, man. Get that Jesus in, cabron. Her worker was in on it. Again, we don't know, cabron. We don't know it to be true. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't know anything, right? Then they want to start putting out videos. Hey, you got a jealous friend. Yeah, jealous friends fucking exist, right? Like, remember that movie Monte Cristo? That dude was so straight with his homie. He broke bread with them. He celebrated his homie's victories. But when he had a victory in the movie The Count of Monte Cristo, what happened? The friend, you see the camera kind of looking at him, and it burned him a little bit that the friend was coming up, especially when they made the Monte Cristo. Remember, they made him captain of the ship? When he became captain of the ship, and then he had a girl, right? And the friend didn't have a girl. The friend had girls, but he wasn't in love with one. So he didn't have a girl. That means his girl. He wasn't satisfied, the friend. But the friend, he was the son of a duke. That means he was kind of like royalty. And the other friend, the one that's solid on Monte Cristo, he wasn't no royalty. He came from a humble family, but he was coming up. God was. And then what did the friend do? Set him up. He set him up. Shit, that was crazy, bro. Mega Man's in the casa. That's right, cabron. We're going to have to run that one back, cabron. We got to pick up that conversation because there's so much that we left. We couldn't finish it all. It was just too much, man. But I hope you're good. I hope Alexander's good, too. My prayers go over to him. Say hi to Miss Cindy. Mega Man, I appreciate you, cabron. Enjoy your Sunday, cabron. After this, I'm going to enjoy it, cabron. I'm going to I got a pre-roll ready to go. Paletas. It's pre-rolled. It's ready to go, man. I'm a hustler. I'm trying to get that money. That's right, cabron. At the end of the day, don't forget, it's God first, cabron. Okay, but get the bag because it saves a lot of heartache, man. That's what I want for my daughters in this situation. For my daughters, I want them to not depend on anyone, because the worst advice, well, there's probably worser, but one of the worst piece of advice a mom could give over to a daughter is it reminds me of that Dr. Dre Chronic album. Remember there was a skit like in track number 20, 21, 20. Remember those upper tracks? There was a skit that said, what is it? Find a man with a good job, girl. Find a man with money, girl. Your mama's advice. That's the worst advice, because if this guy, he doesn't love her, she doesn't love him, well, he's just going to keep doing what he did to her, probably cheat on her with other women, and it's going to break her fucking heart. And if she only married for the money because she wanted financial stability, it's going to end bad. And hopefully it doesn't end that bad like it happened to this influencer. Like, you don't got to take it to that level. It doesn't have to fucking get there. That's crazy shit, man. But anyways, legit babies in the casa. I appreciate you, amiga. She says she was laundering money from Sinaloa Cartel, Nueva Generación. He took her out. Pause. Damn it, amiga. I hope it's not true, amiga, but I don't know. It's just a tragedy that she had to lose her life. All these videos that are coming out, pin it on the friend. Pin it on the friend. We don't know the friend did it. But if you want it, Cartel. Yeah, that Cartel is no joke. Okay. My mom's from Jalisco and my dad's from Michoacan. I had a cousin, he did 13, and they deported him because he wasn't born here. He was born in Michoacan. When he went to Michoacan, they started a new cartel over there called La Familia Michoacan. Something like that, right? And my cousin, when I was talking to him on the phone, I want to visit you. He goes, bro, you don't want to come over here because now our parents and grandparents, Pueblo, Cualcoman, it's a narco city. The whole thing is a narco city. Now, what people don't understand is that a lot of narcos are like Robin Hoods. A lot of narcos break money off. O sea, they're dropping 50,000 into the community. They're dropping tons of food. They're giving Christmas toys, backpack drives. I mean, they're just doing all this for the community. And that's why the country of Mexico's people will protect certain people. Why do they want El Mayo and El Chapo and all these, big cartel guys? Why do they want them to get arrested when they're really helping out the people? Again, in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture, people are dying. People are overdosing off the drugs that they're pushing. I get that. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times in Mexico, amiga, Miss Legit Babe, they'll protect the people because they're like Robin Hoods for the people. They're dropping food, trucks and trucks and trucks of food. To them, it's no thing. They got money. Les sobra. They're like Jeff Bezos, amiga. They can't spend the money fast enough the rest of their life. It's a sad life, though, because the rest of their lives, they're going to have to be running away, going from compound to compound, hiding and hiding because the law wants them, right? I gave the story last night. I was on an IG Live driving home from work. I gave the story of Pablo Escobar's right-hand hitman. His name was El Chino Millan, Millan. You guys go ahead and the internet, look up the story of El Chino Millan. Before we get back to the IG reactions, look up the story of El Chino Millan. This guy has bodies and cocaine empire, all the money he wants, mansions. Pablo Escobar's right-hand man, okay? This guy was on an island, some kind of resort, and a Christian lady came up to him and said, mira cómo estás viviendo como sucio, eres un esto y eres un esto, pero ¿sabes qué? El Señor te va a usar. And he hadn't had anyone talk to him with balls like that. I don't know. He can't even remember the last time he said in his testimony someone talked to him like that. Because if anyone ever talked to him like that, they would disappear. And next thing you know, he goes back to Colombia. He sees a little flyer on the pinche telephone pole. And he says, oh, look, avivamiento. Avivamiento, it means revival. That's like a Holy Ghost kind of church where they lay hands, healings, miracles, and they pray for the sick. And it's not like a quiet pin dropping environment kind of Christian church. This is a church where they move, they talk back, they shout and jump for joy and all that stuff, right? He went to it. He walked inside that pinche Chino Millan, right-hand man for Pablo Escobar. He walked inside of this church with a girl in each arm. Imagine him walking in, right? He has like a girl on each arm, and he's walking into this Christian church, and he's just like, well, because this crazy lady said the Lord's going to use me, but I never had anyone shout at me and telling me that I'm a POS for how I'm living and what I'm doing, but God's going to use me. He went inside there. I don't know. Maybe he was strapped up too. You never know. You know how the cartel guys roll all the time. You got the 1911 in the waistband or something, you know. He walks in there with two girls, and he said the only thing he remembers is he went to the altar, and all he remembers is the preacher's hand going to his face. And the next thing he remembers is getting up from the bright lights. And the power of God hit him, and he don't want to do any more hits. He don't want to kill anyone anymore. He don't want to sell no more keys of coke. He gave his life to the Lord. That's a powerful testimony. You guys can go ahead and find that one. It's on YouTube. It's at Chino Millan, man. Let's keep it pushing. This poor girl, man. This poor girl. She's gone now. She's gone. Once you leave this life, it's either heaven or hell. I don't know where she went. But there's only two locations after you leave this life. I know you don't, maybe some of you guys don't believe that, but it is what it is, man. You don't got to believe me. Well,
yeah, regarding the 17 members yesterday, the 17 family members of El Chapo Guzman delivered and surrendered themselves to the Port of Entry of San Isidro. We were there with you, Eric, just more than a couple of days ago, and they delivered themselves to the authorities. Apparently, they came to a plea agreement with the authorities of the DEA. Now, what is this going to do? It is going to escalate a war in the central parts of the city. Already, journalists are analyzing the opposition cartel, where El Chapo was at war with. Now they are going to see that this is a lack of vulnerability and possibly a vulnerability on the opposition of the Chapo's cartel. So this can escalate into inner violence inside of the state of Culiacan. And regarding the mass graves, it doesn't stop, Eric. Just a couple of days ago, 8 people were found in a mass grave, and just around an hour away from this location. We are going to be directed there tomorrow, as the cartel has been massively, operating on these mass graves, and more are continuing to be discovered by the family members, not by the governments. These mass graves have been discovered by collective groups that they're dedicated to search for the family members, because the government has not been doing their jobs, Eric.
All right, let's talk about this. So, again, another mass grave was found. It seems to be just these graves are popping up. This is just where cartel, they bury people, man. Again, I've said it time and time again. I don't want to break it all down again, but the cartel runs Mexico. The politicians in Mexico can't do what they want. I'm not mad at them because they want to stay alive. I mean, I don't care who you are. Even if you're the president of the United States, the president of Mexico, governor, whatever, you'll have 1,000 cabrones jumping over your walls like the movie Scarface. Does anyone want that? No. Then you can't vote in Mexico how you want to vote. You'll go ahead and make pulpit appearances and say certain things. Yeah, we want this to stop. We want to do this. We're going to fight this. We're going to fight that. But after they do these little press conferences, I'm sure they get a phone call from the cartel. Hey, ¿qué pasó con lo que dijiste? Sí, tú ya sabes, puro cotorreo. Oh, okay, gracias. Yeah, they probably call them and say, hey, what you were saying, right? Oh, yeah, I got to bullshit the people. Yeah, okay, cool. That's probably what the cartel does, right? So inside the Sinaloa cartel, when El Chapo got arrested, it started a power struggle, right? There was another dude, El Mayo. So the two, Chapo, Mayo, these two very powerful people inside the Sinaloa cartel, okay? Well, when Chapo got busted, boom, it's a power struggle now. So now you got 17 family members, okay, of El Chapo who probably did this in order to save their lives, gente. They're probably being targeted. They felt death around the corner, and they're going to get whacked. El Chapo's family is going to get whacked by their own cartel, by their own people that if El Chapo was out, wouldn't do a damn thing to him. But since El Chapo's gone and they want to try to take power, just like in any kind of power struggle situation, they got to flee. They got to go. Well, they went to the United States. I don't know who they talked to inside the United States. And the United States seems to be taking them over on the United States side for some kind of agreement that has to be mutually beneficial to both sides. It can't just be beneficial to El Chapo's family because they want to just not get whacked. It needs to be beneficial to the United States side if they're going to grant temporary asylum to El Chapo's family, who I don't know if all of them are, but I'm pretty certain some of them are cartel. This is an interesting story. When I saw this, I said, wait a second. Whoa, this shit, it's hitting the fan in Mexico, gente. It's really hitting the fan over there. El Chapo, at the end of the day, of course he wants his family to survive and be alive. You know, I would gladly give myself for the rest of my life LWOP, life without parole, I'll take 10 life sentences. I don't give a fuck. I would take 10 life sentences if it meant my family surviving and being well off and taken care of. Yeah. Fuck it. That's our role as men, leaders of the family. We're gonna go down, right? Which man wouldn't say that, right? All my kids, for any one of them, my wife, if any one of them was in any kind of danger like that, and I would trade mine for them. Absolutely, man. Shit, if I check out of this life right now, gente, I bounce back so fucking hard. I mean, bounce back. I bounce back so fucking hard that if I check out of this life, I had way more. I'll be in front of God. I'll tell him I didn't even think I was going to get that far. But thank you for letting me get that far. A bounce back to me would have just been like, hey, let me just live my square life, go to volleyball games, baseball games, and I'm good. That's what I am. The square life is for me. The gang shit, that's old, man. The gang shit's been done. The negative has already been done. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep it pushing, man. I just wanted to highlight that on the El Chapo situation. We got more to talk about. Let me see. Oh, damn. Well, here is another video that was circulated. That's right. I want to, before I to talk about this video, let me just go ahead and acknowledge the chat, man. Appreciate it. Let me just get out of here so we can see the chat, cabrón. Corco says, I think about the 90s all the time. Oh, it's my favorite decade, way. It's my favorite decade. Now, I'm not stuck there. You know, like, oh, I just want to. I mean, we obviously got to evolve. Technology had to come. Y2K, even though I was in the county for fucking Y2K. So all about this lights going off. I don't know nothing. I was in the fucking county jail. But there's this one J-Cat. Racks. I was taking the shit as a youngster. Oh, there's this one J-Cat vato comes into my shot and he pays cash. Mikey, the roll is always 2-3 racks. I would have taken. Oh, I know what you mean, Carol. I know what you mean. It's crazy. It's PTSD, bro. When I was a youngster, I was a real good thief, man. The older guys put me on, right? They would give me a list of what to take, man. Fucking anything, right? Back in the 90s, we used to have these calculators that people would put their contacts in, right? Like someone's name and phone number. That was the first kind of little book, electronic little gadget. It was like a little book that you put everyone's contact, right? Well, they were going for a high price. I would grab 50 of those motherfuckers. Whatever they gave me, I need a battery charger, anything, right? Decks, shit from AutoZone, whatever. I still have that PTSD, Corco, where I would go inside a store and I wouldn't see no one at the register, no one, nowhere. And I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, I would have been in and out of here with like 3 fucking loads. You know, but it's PTSD way. It's like, I'm not going to do it anymore because obviously I know the consequences, but that goes through your mind, right? But what helps us, Corco, with that is the street IQ. Is like when I take my family to Mexico, right? When I take my family to Mexico, you know, we're at the line in Mexico and TJ, Mexicali, or wherever we go, right? And they're just enjoying the food. Hey, let's eat the flautas. This is the best flauta place in Mexico. Okay, whatever, right? But when I park the car, I'm looking and I see hustlers there. I see people clocking tourists. I see people clocking cars, people clocking to see, you know, who has a fat wallet or who looks like they have money. And that's a street that never left me, that I use for good now. But I know what you mean, cabron. I know. Now, whenever pops in my mind anymore is obviously doing it, right? Or hurting someone. That doesn't pop in my mind no more. Matter of fact, I'm not the kind of cabron that, I got to sit at the restaurant still and have my back to the wall. And that's too much, man. That's too much, man. But nowadays, I say if you can carry, you got to carry, man. You got to carry, man. You got to have something at home. Make sure you have safety child locks. Make sure you have safes, cuete safes, or where you could put it at. But you got to carry, man. If all these situations, if someone with the girl Valeria, okay, I know it's not typical to have a cuete inside of a beauty salon, but fuck it. What if she would have had a cuete and she would have just paid a cousin fucking 100 pesos a day, or I mean, I don't know what the daily wages are and shit like that, just to be at the shop with the cuete. Some shits can get averted like that, man. I say if you can carry, man. They banned me for life. I think they're going to change that law, but they banned me for life back in 2003. No more firearms, man. I got busted with a 1911 25 Beretta and a Glock. Appreciate the morning live. That's right, Senka. Appreciate you, cabron. I know it's Sunday. You're probably at the beach, right? Hey, you know how we're going to finish this thing off, man? I mean, not this live, but sooner or later, cabron, I'm just going to be going live from the fucking pool, bro. That's what I think I want to do. You know what I mean? No more studio. And hey, all this right here is cool. You know what I mean? With all this stuff right here. All this stuff is cool. You know what I mean? With the studio and all that shit. This is the pinche pelagüeros right here. Sas. No te creas, pelagüeros. I think I just want to go live from the pool, bro, going forward. As soon as I retire, I'm going to retire at 50. All right, let's go ahead and get into this reaction now, man. This is crazy, man. This is ICE. A lot of headlines. I get why they title it certain things, right? Kidnapping. I get it. You call it a kidnapping. ICE is kidnapping people all over the place. People are getting kidnapped. Kidnapped is a really strong word, gente. When you hear kidnapping, you think of the little girl poly class, right? Man, I don't know why all of a sudden I just meant the whole shot of tequila, man. You know what I haven't done? I haven't shot in the new glass. I got this, let me go back here. I got this shot glass from Mexico. This is because it has a badass fucking bird. I'm putting the eagle on the chest. That's the last cover up. Let me just take a shot, man. Why not, man? I feel good. It's Sunday. I'm gonna take a shot with the people. How about that, man? Hit that like, cabrones.
Thinking of letting him in, ese?
Told you he's my best crime partner.
He ain't Mexican, ese?
Salud. All right. So they're talking about kidnappings, right? Mr. Clean says, when's the next text? June 19th. June 19th. I'm gonna go for the second session. What's funny is you get inside the tattoo shop and the secretary, she came out exclusiving. She goes, "Oh man, that's gonna hurt." That's the last fucking thing. It's like 2-3 people kept telling me, right, when the dude drew the fucking design on me, right, and it's pretty big, and it's an eagle, right? It's just gonna be an eagle with feathers going all over. It's gonna connect to these arms, and then that way there's no more gaps, right? She was like, "Oh, that's gonna hurt," and then someone else, "Oh man, does that hurt?" While I'm fucking getting blasted, I'm like, that's the lamest shit you can say inside a tattoo shop. The lamest fucking thing you could do is tell someone, "Does it hurt? Does it hurt?" What do you think, baboso? You think this is a fucking Bazooka Joe? Just put some water and peel it off? Pendejos, man.
Hey, man. What's your name? Hey, where you from?
La primera, Islos.
You talk like a fucking Chicano, man.
All right, so I get the kidnapping thing, but kidnapping is like poly class. Here in Monterey County, we had a real big case. Christina Williams, she was kidnapped and then found unalived and AR'd. That's kidnapping. So when someone gets arrested, I get it why you're saying kidnapping is just you're making them look bad, right? What sucks is, if some of us have law enforcement, right, as like relatives, right? Say you have a cousin, and it doesn't always have to be a vato, right? She just, turned into a police officer. What these kind of headlines do, it paints a negative picture on law enforcement. And you say you got a prima, 22 years old, 23 years old, just graduated the academy. Now she's going to go rock and roll, kick some fucking ass. Really, it's just, she's going to do 8 and hit the gate. She's going to provide for her family. She has a career now. It actually puts her in danger anytime we put a negative light on law enforcement. But I get it, though. I get it, man. It hasn't been a perfect history. Absolutely not. We've seen wayward son. Hey, get over there. She gata pulling on the string. I saw her pulling on the string right now. La gata. If I pick her up right now, I'll show her to you guys. I got a gata. I got a gata, right? A cat. She has 2 different color eyes. It's crazy. She has a green eye and she has a blue eye. I never seen that. I'm like, that's my cat right there. You know what I mean? So yeah, when they put kidnapping and all this stuff, it puts law enforcement in danger. I'm just saying it to say it because it is a reality. But if you have an agenda, obviously you're not going to say that, right? You're going to say fuck them, and I get it, man. But let's go ahead and show what this is. This is the latest video. Again, there's going to be 4 years of these videos. They're not going to stop, gente. The one thing I do want to tell the activists, I want to ask the activists this question. If we had a Democratic president, would you still be telling these stories? Or would you not be telling these stories anymore because it's a president who politics you align with? I guess really what I'm saying, is it the politics that now you want to stand up for the brown people because you have someone who's opposite your political view in the White House? Or because these things were happening in the last 4 years, but we're getting no videos, no airplay, no one is talking about them. So why didn't you talk about them the last 4 years, but now you want to talk about it now? I'll hold.
Year-old daughter. That girl's face slammed into the ground as she was taken into custody. They have not been identified. Worcester police said officers were dispatched to the area for a report of a federal agent surrounded by about 24 people. When police arrived, they say the teen daughter was holding a newborn baby in her arms and standing in front of the ICE vehicle that was trying to leave with their mother inside. Officers told her she was endangering the baby, so she handed the newborn to a relative, but police allege as the ICE vehicle drove away, she ran after it and kicked the side of it. She was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment of a child, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Also arrested was Ashley Spring of Worcester, who police said pushed multiple officers and threw an unknown liquid substance on them as they tried to arrest the teen. Spring faces several charges, including assault and battery of a police officer. We spoke with Spring moments before she was taken away.
ICE was here, the community gathered. We found out that they didn't have a warrant. They didn't have not just a judicial warrant, they didn't have a warrant at all. They wouldn't present it. And the community decided that these women were free to go, and the women decided to go and exercise their right to leave because they were not being detained. At that point, the police continued to try to brutalize them, to rip the baby out of the mother's arms, 4-week-old baby, it looks like. And the community tried to intervene and help them.
Okay, I get that.
The city manager of Worcester said in a statement, the series of events was no doubt disturbing, and the footage of a family being separated is harrowing. He insists that Worcester police were not assisting with the ICE detainment, but they were called in to try to de-escalate a chaotic situation. Definitely a chaotic scene on Eureka Street Thursday as Worcester police and ICE agents detained a mother and her 16-year-old daughter. That girl's face slammed into the ground as she was taken into custody. They have not been identified. Worcester police said officers were dispatched to the area for a report of a federal agent surrounded by about 24 people. When police arrived, they say the teen daughter was holding a newborn baby in her arms and standing in front of the ICE vehicle that was trying to leave with their mother.
Okay. So what trips me out is, man, people are recording, huh? People are just really recording. What trips me out is older people, 40s, 50, people that is like, bro, we didn't even come from the recording generation. We didn't come from fucking record everything. But I get it. Sometimes you will record something and it's going to help you, like in liability or in a case where they're trying to set you up or put something against you. Then it's a good thing because now you got your fucking get out of jail free card because you recorded, right? But when people see incidents like this, what does picking up the camera gonna do? Serio. What is it gonna do? But again, it could be used as evidence, and I get all of that stuff, right? So I'm gonna play it.
They're inside.
I don't want to play the volume. I'll just leave the video playing, right? So let's read it. Where it I don't even know if their grammar is all fucked up. Where is the political party that was against big government? This appears to be power of big government encroaching on a community and what community wants when it comes to the mothers and children who are part of that community. I get that. Now, big government, you should be scared of people. Some people want big government. Some people want big government means you want everything coming from the government. Your checks, your assistance, your medical aid, your health. You want everything coming from the government, and you don't mind it getting larger. Okay, but that's really like a socialistic kind of fucking mentality where you want to depend more on the government, but you have less freedom. But you're okay giving away your freedoms as long as you have comfort, safety, what you consider security and stability. So you want a bigger government. I consider myself in the camp that wants a smaller government. I actually want the government just to get out of my way and let me do things, because I'm a living testimony to how Chicanos should do shit. I've been against the wall, came from the calles, went to the camps, went to the authorities, went to the jails, went to the prisons. So I went through all that bullshit, and I realized, wait a second, all I got to do is just refocus my energy and I'll be able to make it. And then I realized I got to stop and smell the roses, and now I'm just, enjoying life. When I wasn't enjoying life, I was enjoying cell blocks. But now I'm enjoying life. So I don't want big government. I want smaller government. I'm not exactly who they're talking about, big government. Now, is this a miscarriage of justice? You see, what they're not talking about here is why they went to go get the young lady. Did she have a removal order? We don't know that. Did she get released and she had a removal order? Did she do something, commit another crime? And we don't know if she committed another crime. But this chick right here says the community decided that the mother should. Well, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. But it's like if there's a parolee on the fucking block, right? And boom, they raid the house and all this shit, right? It reminded me of a members only story that I told, right? A members only story that I told. I was at a partner's house. His brother just got out, Pelican Bay. I didn't know this. I did not know this. All I knew is that the brother got out. He goes, yeah, my brother Jesse got out. Oh, okay, cool. Jesse's out. And, but he had his other room and we're in his house. And we didn't know that he had a counterfeit money machine, and he was plugged into the regiment, and he was doing things. He was moving and shaking, right? Next thing you know, they kicked the fucking door in, boom, and raid. I'm like 15 years old. They get raided, get handcuffed. I go to juvenile hall because I'm with all these fucking guys, and it is what it is, right? And then they could have interviewed someone on the street and said, well, the community decided that Jesse should be out. The community, we have decided, not you, we have decided that Jesse shouldn't go back to Pelican Bay, though he was caught with dope, counterfeit money machine, and other shit. Well, the community decided that Jesse should be let go. How about that? Same logic. Let's not spend too much time on these things. It's going to be 4 years of this. And then if a Democratic president comes in 2028, you won't hear shit. Inflation right now is 2.3%. It went down 7 points. I know some people don't believe that, but you can look it up. Even CNN had a report about it. They didn't want to report on it. When he got given the keys on January 20th, it was 9.3. Now it's 2.3%. Economy's getting better, right? But if a Democratic president comes into power in 2028 and ICE is still arresting people, will we hear about ICE anymore? Chale. Not at all. They just don't want to attach it, right? So This is just the information age. You know what they're doing, man. They're slippery. They're slippery as hell. Let's see what else we got, man. Oh, damn. All right, let me go ahead and look at some of the comments. You guys, let me check it out. Check it out, cabrones. On a Sunday. Who does it on a Sunday like we do, man? The Chicano Hour, man. Hit that pinchy like button. You're watching on X. You're watching on IG. You're watching on Facebook. And, of course, YouTube Landia, man. Hit that like, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Mo's in the casa. Let me see what Mo says. True to an extent. Police specifically have had a paintbrush in their hand, fucking up their own painting since Rodney King. Oh, that Rodney King was bad, man. That one, Monster Cody actually told a story about that because that happened right inside Monster Cody's neighborhood, man. When they're teeing off on that dude, I mean teeing off for the sake of teeing off, okay? That is a check. That for sure is a check, okay? There was some reform. I don't know if you want to call it reform or you want to call it awareness. But when something happens like that, shit happens, right? I don't know what led to all the body cams being used now by law enforcement, but now most law enforcement have body cams. Yet some people are saying, well, they could just turn off those body cams whenever they want. That's crazy. That's crazy. They can. But one bad apple does spoil the whole bunch. You just got to get the bad apples, right? Here we go. Let's go back to this one right here because this is crazy. Let me read a couple more comments. You guys are dropping them. Miss Gangster Pig, my little doggy has one blue and one brown eye. Is that right, amiga? Yeah, I got Gata. She's in here somewhere. Usually I hear her bell. She has one green eye and one blue eye, amiga. She's a trip, man. She's a trip. Gata, they put her on the veterinary thing. Gata Diaz. Someone stole my identity. Damn. I'm libertarian. Again, at the end of politics, cabron. Shit, man. It's crazy. Some people go on benders on politics. They hang off a cliff on politics. Red, and blue. I do agree that it is a high level conversation that not everyone can have, right? So it's higher level. It's better than talking about, hey, what happened on the highlights last night? Who won the game? Again, we're talking about shit that really affects me and you. These laws, these taxes, when they cut taxes on overtime, Social Security and all that, that's going to affect me and you, especially the Social Security. 15% more. Imagine for grandma. My mother used to get like $700-800 in Social Security. If they would have passed that when my mother was still alive, my mother would have had 15% more in her check, and she probably would have got like $800-900. That would have made a difference. But anyways, I been released from jail. 3 days later, they were thinking I was him. Oh, shit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. They really did this. Warrants. Okay. This is a socialist democracy. Hey, call it how you see it, cabron. Call it how you see it, man. That's the crazy part. When the wrong side of the political spectrum starts to make the pleas and cries. Oh, yeah. It's crazy, huh? At first, Elon Musk was a hero. Elon Musk was a hero because he had the Go Green movement, which was AOC and the Four Horsemen, but you know what I mean. They're not four horsemen. They used to call them Four Horsemen. It had them praising him. Elon Musk he's the man. He's going to lead us into the electric car generation. He is just a huge innovator. And then Elon Musk, the votes red, which 58% of the country voted red this time. They just wanted a reset. They didn't give a shit who's in the White House. They just didn't want 4 more years, right? And all of a sudden, now he's the enemy. So they wanted the electric cars, and now they want the fucking cars to be burned. That is some of the most ridiculous bullshit. Oh, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I don't invest too much into politics, man. That shit is draining, bro. You just called it right now, man. They're playing with me and you, right? Red and blue is playing with me and you. Why? Because they'll support a cause that you like, and you're like, yeah. But what about all the times they flip-flopped on causes? What about Heels Up Harris all the flip-flopping she did on fracking and all of the other things that she flip-flopped on. But people, her own constituents, people that vote for her, that like that party or support that party, how come they don't call her out on that? Hey, wait a second. You said this, you said that. What's going on? It should just show you that they'll flip-flop on anything, not just that, anything, man. Let's go back and talk about Ximena, man. Sad story. Oh, cabrones, hit that like. Daniel Gonzalez says, fuck big government. Bro, what do you think the Constitution, what do you think the Second Amendment and guns is for, bro? It's to protect citizens against the government. People think that the Second Amendment having guns is, well, we just want it to be like Texas everywhere and Dirty Harry's and everyone. No. They made that specifically, okay? The cohetes is after freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is first. That way you can tell a tyrannical government, which back then was the Brits. Let's keep it a buck. When this country was founded, the Brits, they were oppressing here, the 13 colonies. And the 13 colonies said, you know what? Chale con ustedes, man. You guys are visitors to us. We call shots here, babosos.
Now you home with us and defend the barrio.
So that's the whole thing that started, man, was with the Brits. And it was against a tyrannical government. So your freedom of speech is so you could tell the government that, basically. That's freedom of speech, right? And then the guns come right after it, because if they don't like when you give them the middle finger up, you have all the right to protect your home. If anyone comes at your home, you have all the right to protect your home. But again, not terrorists, gang members, all that, yes, but it was made because of the government. So when people want a bigger government, yeah, more welfare. Yeah, more this, more that. A fucking military state. That's bigger government. I don't want a bigger government. People get mad. They shut down the Department of Education, right? Before we talk about Ximena. They shut down the Department of Education. Oh my gosh, 40,000 people lost their jobs, 40,000 families. Oh my gosh, I just feel so bad for them. But then you find out it was 40,000 people that weren't even going to work. Then you find out it was 40,000 people that weren't doing shit. So you just got caught up in the propaganda. Wait a second, that's wrong. It's Trump and this and that. It's red, it's blue, and me and you. And we're supposed to want a smaller government. But anyways, I'll hold. Let's talk about Ximena, man. This is a sad story again, because she's a little girl, didn't qualify for DACA. Again, DACA is deferred action for children of immigrants, right? And they weren't born here, but they were brought here. So DACA, had a ceiling, and then it hit its ceiling and they closed it. And then that president, 43 and 44, he created that. And then he got voted in a second term, 44, and he didn't fix it. He left all these children under DACA in limbo, stressed out. They don't know what they're going to do. He left office and didn't leave them shit, didn't fix it. Now someone else has to fix it. The closest they got was 45, right? 45 told them, hey, if you give me the border security that I want, I'll make 1.8 million DACA recipient citizens right now. Right now. And when 45 said that, guess what happened? The Democrats said, fuck you. We don't want brown people to be citizens. We don't want to help the raza. We don't want a 1.8 million Mexicans having house parties and finally being able to stop looking over their shoulders and walking on eggshells, scared of law enforcement, that they're going to be deported back to their countries. We don't want that, because fuck you, President Trump. Is that voting for the people? Let me ask you that. Let me ask the people that. Because to me, we vote these political people into positions that they have a voice for us. If that was me, say Nancy Pelosi, and I was up in the San Francisco Marin County fucking region, and she was my representative, I would have fucking called Nancy Pelosi and said, wait a second, I'm a DACA recipient. I don't care who crosses that border now. I care that I can't sleep at night because I have to look over my shoulder because I might get snatched up and taken back to any country that I come from. I want you to vote yes, that I could become a citizen. But Nancy Pelosi will tell you, fuck you, because we hate the president. All right, let's move on. So Ximena, this is a story of Ximena. Shout out to Cultura Movement. Let's see. There it is. Go ahead and follow them. Ooh, 81,000. They're doing good, man. Una joven de origen. Okay, this is in Spanish. I don't know if you guys want me to read it in Spanish, but I'll read it a little bit. Una joven de origen mexicano ha estado casi toda su vida en los Estados Unidos. Ahora podría ser deportada por supuesta infracción de tráfico. So they're saying she blew a red light. She blew a red light. They jam her up. I don't know how in this, when they read them the rights or Miranda rights or all that, it's like, where does the question come up? Are you a U.S. citizen? That's kind of sketchy to me. I never in my life have been asked at a traffic stop or any kind of legal trouble that I've been in, right? Maybe because it's documented already. I don't know. But I'm wondering now, is that just part of the protocol that they ask people now, are you a U.S. citizen? That might be. I'm putting it out there. I don't know. People get mad, and a lot of people say due process. They're not giving them due process. I'm trying to understand. Due process, okay, this is my understanding of due process, right? Due process is when they allege something against you, a crime. Due process gives you the right to present witnesses, hear statements, and ultimately, if you want, go to trial to fight the charges they're alleging you have committed. That's due process. When someone gets deported, there's no due process because the only crime that they care about, that they have to be clear that you committed, and they don't always get it right? If they arrest you and you are a U.S. citizen, you got action now. You got a check coming. Don't trip. If you ever get arrested, gente, you get taken into custody and shit, and here you go, to the county and stuff like that. Just know in the back of your mind that if it's ICE, ain't no born in East LA shit gonna happen. Hey, estoy en Tijuana. All. Oh.
Sorry, sir. Your pack can't be completed.
Help! I've been deported! I'm in Tijuana! Javier! Can you hear me? Estoy en Tijuana! Javier!
Jesús está en Tijuana.
That's not going to happen anymore. They're not going to take you all the way over there. And no. Of course, because they're NCIC, they're going to check to make sure that you're a U.S. citizen, right? But just know, you get busted by ICE and you're a U.S. citizen, you got a nice little settlement coming. Get that lawyer, find one pro bono. And I think I've heard of 2 or 3 cases already where people have gotten arrested and they're U.S. citizens. They all got money coming. You don't think that they're happy about that? Shit, I got arrested. I was in jail for 4 to 6 hours, but now I got 50 racks. I'm just saying, good or bad, take it how you want to. A lot of people would love to fucking take that ride to county jail for 50 racks. Here we go. So she's been in the country since she was 4 years old, man. She's a college student. Look at her right there, man. She's got books, studying, all that stuff. But she currently finds herself in an ICE detention center in Atlanta, Georgia, because she's not a citizen. So here we go again. When they're not a citizen, it looks bad. It also feels bad. And it hurts. It does hurt the brown community. It does, because now you got someone that was involved in the community on all different levels. Here she was a college student. I'm sure she was probably more involved than just college, maybe in social clubs and doing things, etc. So you're taking this person out ultimately, of that. And then boom, they're going to cross the border. Though she did run a red light. Now, the only thing I'm saying is this, gente. In the instance of Yolanda, right, when it was like, okay, she was a collateral damage arrest, Again, I think she just got mouthy with the cops. I blame these influencers that are telling people resist, resist, resist. You don't tell someone that's on parole to resist unless you're a pendejo. If someone doesn't have papers, the last thing you want them to do is tell them, get in front of the fucking cop's face, mouth off, piss him off, and all that shit, because you have rights. If you don't have papers, a lot of rights aren't yours. That's a fact. Why? Well, could they deport you? They could deport you with no process, because there is no process. The only thing they want to find you guilty of is you weren't born here. If that's proven fact, then you're on the gravy train. It's been like that forever. This shit just didn't happen starting January 20th. This shit's been going on since 43 and 44th president was fucking wrapping kids like hot dogs on the ground. But no one wants to talk about that because that's their political party. Fuck your politics. How about that? What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I don't agree with this young lady being snatched up. She's been here. We need to have a system where we can analyze these things independently. These are all individual situations that should be analyzed. Should Ximena go or should Ximena stay here and get legalized? When the process is fixed and reformed and revamped, the immigration process, we'll be able to solve these cases on the spot. Instead, until it remains broken, they're going to throw her out of the country, and she's going to be case number 300.50,499,783. That needs to be heard. That's going to be on some kind of 50-year fucking timeline. It's never going to get heard, man. I don't agree with her getting snatched up because she came here as a kid. She did blow a red light, but how about you just fix the traffic thing? She wasn't a DACA recipient. Again, it just looks bad, man. But that's enough that I'm going to spend on this shit, man. That's crazy, man. It's going to be 4 years of that. Believe that. All right. What else, Gente? We're going to wrap this up right now. Something else I wanted to talk about, man. No, I think we're just going to get into the comments. Let's get into the comments now. Let me see what the comments say. Daniel Gonzalez says the yellow party. That's right, cabron. What is that, cabron? The yellow party? What is that, cabron? That's why people need to know the truth about Ruby Ridge and Waco. Damn, man. You ain't lying, my brother. You ain't lying. Vic says 40,000 Mexicans died in the Civil War fighting for America. What do the Mexicans get? You know what I mean? You're talking about the Mexican-American War way? Is that what you're talking about? Or you're talking about just Vietnam, World War I, World War II? Yeah, I had the Brown Beret founder on the channel. He was saying, shit, they're putting Chicanos in the front lines. But they're noticing that they were outweighing, the majority of the draft was geared toward, back then, the raza, or minorities back then. And then they would put them on the pinchy front line. That's crazy, huh? People need to know about the 289,000 missing unaccompanied migrant children. Thanks. People are like, what is that? Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Okay. They were letting, the last 4 years, they were letting everyone in. Everyone in. Some of them, they would write down their information. Okay. Unaccompanied minors. There were people coming with 6, 7, 8 children, and it was a piece of shit, scumbag, sucio trafficker that was bringing them across. They were told on orders by 46, the 46th president, all you got to, don't question them. If you question a guy that comes with 7, 8 kids, it doesn't matter. One's a chinito, 2 are negritos, 1 fucking is a japonés, 3 of them are brown, 2 of them are white. It doesn't matter. Don't question them. If you question them, you're racist. I'm telling you the absolute truth. So help me God. So help me God. That's a result of open border policies. Open border policies. And so they came up with let them cross, but like as if this is going to be okay. You know, we know that they're not legal or whatever, or we know you're trafficking them, whatever, right? They're coming up with 10 women and buses of people. All this shit was coming across the open border, right? But just document the children. And most of the people that were crossing over were on that app, right? You seen people crying on January 20th, I can't cross the border no more. Those are the people that didn't have the right to cross the border because they just weren't legal. Again, whether you agree with that or not, I'm not here to fucking argue that. That's whether there should be a border or not. We've gone into that several times. Let's not beat the dead horse, okay? Whether you believe there should be a border or not, la la land, fuck it. You just wish all the continents were connected with no borders and everyone is just holding hands, singing, "We are the world. We are the..." If that's what you want, hey, that's fine. You do you, right? But they were documenting all these children. All of these children got trafficked. Now you have, like Vic says, nearly 300,000 children trafficked right now are probably living through a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. They found some of them in homes getting AR'd every day, drugged up. My whole issue with the border is close that motherfucker down if all it does is save one child. I don't give a fuck. If I was a Mexican national, I have my Mexican birth certificate. If I was just a Mexican national, not a U.S. national, and if I had to stay in Mexico all my life, who gives a shit? I'm happy. I'm in fucking Mexico.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
I don't give a shit. A lot of Mexicans don't want to come to the United States. So it's like we're making we're putting landmines and on a topic that a lot of people don't give a shit about. We're just arguing about this shit on the internet, but a lot of people don't want to come. But what about all those children they let in? They can't find them. What? And then people are like, what do you mean? What children? They were doing that. I have a cousin who is a custom border patrol officer. He got shot 2 times. Not once. He got shot 2 times. And the second time was 30 days before his only sister's wedding. He got 2 bullets on that time. They're coming in buses, Mikey. They're coming in vans, Mikey. They're coming in U-Haul fucking Home Depot trucks, fucking furniture trucks. They're bringing kids and women. And this president says, let them pass. If you don't let them pass, you're racist. What about the 30 people they found in a home in Texas? 30 women were found trafficked by a piece of shit guy that they arrested ICE as soon as January 20th came. They started fucking hitting houses. They got this guy with 30 women in a home getting sexually assaulted, sold every single day, multiple times against their will. Do you think those 30 women hate President Trump? I better end it, man. People are getting in their feelings. Juan Palomares in the casa. That's actually the last name for Jesse, a buddy of mine that I just mentioned right now. It's funny. Your name is Palomares. He was Palomares too. Jesse? No, Jesse was my buddy. It was his brother that got out of the bay. He was a heavy hitter that I can't remember his name, but it was Palomares' last name. Boom, they raided the house and all that shit. And then imagine we do a press conference in April. Well, that guy is an upstanding. The community has decided he should be free. Electoral college. That's right, Cabron. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, some people say rescind that and change it. Psst, psst, psst. You get 2 years to sue the government. Damn, man. That's right. Mac Ryan is in the casa. That's right, my boy. That's right. Palm trees. The shit is cold. You're as cold as a hooker's heart, my boy. 500,000 Mexicans were sent to fight war, but never got recognized. Damn it, man. Damn it. That's gacho. That's gacho, cabrón. What do you want me to say about that? Gacho, man. Again, when they say Mexicans, it's like we're the raza más chambeadora del mundo, man. I don't know another people, and we should be we're proud of that. I don't know another people. That's why they say work like a Mexican. Work like a Mexican means shit. What's supposed to be a 1-week job turns into a 2-day job. All of us, this energy, God, if he wakes us up in the morning, we got energy, gente. We got fucking energy. You can't exert too much. Of course, you could burn out, but you could work about 12 hours a day as long as you balance that out with rest. But Mexicans just gente chambeadora, man. That's why if they fix the immigration system, a lot of people should be left here, man. Absolutely, that have been here a long time. That's a horrible fact, man. That's why our bloodlines are in danger. Damn it. You ain't lying, my boy. You ain't lying. Exact Gangster Piggy 4100s. That's right. Come on. 49,000 Chicanos died in World War II. Shit, man. We need a memorial, cabrón. We need a memorial. My big question is Americans are buying these kids and people. Absolutely. There's no market if there's no consumers, right? It's kind of like, I know what people say, the fucking school shooters, look at them. Most of them are fucking güeros that are losing marbles, that are fucking, their screws are loose. I'm not going to deny that because that's obvious. Again, here, right down the middle of the road, man. I'm just here to present all the facts, red or blue. I don't give a shit about that. I care about what affects the raza in the community down in the barrios, man, because I'm still tapped in. I'm in the community every single day helping the people. But the biggest consumers, the pieces of shit. And like the biggest pedos too are gavachos. But are we supposed to get that now and throw it on every gavacho? All the Brents and Tylers and Taylors and all that? No. But you're right. The biggest consumers, they are. All right, you guys. Live on Chicano Street, man. The last comments in. Go ahead and get them in. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like. We talked about Valeria. We talked about El Chapo's family, that ship that crashed. We talked about Ximena, the Georgia girl that got taken, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm about to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday for sure. Let's go ahead and just read the last comments in of the night. Mo's in the casa. That's right, cabron. He says, for sure, Pam Bondi came out and said it herself. She's the Italian prime minister, but she's American, but she's Italian descent. She said, watch the recent Tim Tebow interview. Okay. Yeah, I know that guy. He had a little bit of a run with Denver, but it didn't work out, right? Why won't they release the Epstein-Maxwell list? But we got the Diddy party list already. Do we have the Diddy party list? I mean, who didn't go to Diddy's party like in the 90s? Justin Bieber. Fucking maybe even TLC and all these rappers. And now most of them probably regret it because now they found out he's a weirdo, he's a creep, and he's a piece of shit. A lot of people don't consider this. When I was talking about the tattoo artist, oh, Mikey, yeah, but he didn't know. No. Check this out, man. You're also a piece of shit in my book if you are willing to go out, engage, fucking have sexual contact with a person that you have that is the same age as your children. That makes you a piece of shit to me. Of course, there's always going to be 50, 60-year-old maniacos that are going to want to go out with fucking 20-year-olds. I get that. Those are who I'm talking about. Pieces of shit. Or just like the tattoo artists. Motherfuckers that want to just cruise the high school looking for girls. But he'll sit there. He's talking and this and that, and everyone thinks he's cool. And at the same time, after he does his live, he's cruising the high school. See who's out there. I'm out, you guys. Live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street, the Chicano Hour.
Lady Menendez.
Sunday edition, gente. Go ahead and hit that like.
In
Mexican,
Mexican.
at any time in this video. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday as well. I'm out. I'll see you guys this week. Get back on the grind this week. Grind harder than ever before. It's not too late. You can still get that summer body. Get in the gym. Stay away from carbs. The best diet is the carnivore and the keto diet. If you can discipline yourself for that, it'll melt the fat off. You'll get that high school body back. But again, let's become a better version of ourselves in 2025. I'm out. Remember what I always say? In the end, all you got is the memory.